Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called The Death and Life of John F. Donovan. This is a 2018 film. It is rated R. It runs 2 hours, and it stars Kit Harington, Natalie Portman, and Jacob Tremblay. The description: a decade after the death of an American television star, a young actor reminisces about the written correspondence he shared with him, as well as the impact those letters had on both of their lives. This is The Death and Life of John F. Donovan. Hello, everyone. Coming to you with an original movie here. Not sure anybody has heard of it. I heard some rumors that this might be on Netflix, but that's not how I watched it, so I'm not quite sure on that. And didn't feel the necessary. I didn't feel it necessary to check on that before I made this review because I do want other people to see it, but I figure you will find it if you want to find it. So yeah, let's start off with John F. Donovan here. Um, the movie is about a fictional character, and it's nobody that we would know or anything like that. But it feels like you're drawing a connection to the characters as you're watching this movie because it's such an original story, and I have lots of good things to say about this because I like original stories. Everybody does. If you have an original idea out there, you know people want to hear it, and this is one of those movies that I was just pleasantly surprised to hear about. I looked on a website that said this was supposed to be in theaters, but I don't know if it ever made it to any theaters. So if you've seen it, I would love to hear your opinion about it. Comment below and let me know because I'm honestly thinking that I'm one of the few people in the world who has actually seen this movie. So I think the thing that might be a little confusing to people and why I might have heard some critique on this, just looking online real quick, is probably the back and forth of the storytelling. It might get a little confusing for people, but what they do, their strategy in this movie, is there's two people that are sitting in a coffee shop telling the story. Well, he's telling the story to her, a reporter. And so that can be the main setting. Then, way back here, there's the story of Rupert while he's telling it as he is a kid and he's corresponding with John F. Donovan. And then kind of the heart and soul of this story is John F. Donovan himself, what he's going through in his personal life while Rupert is a child, while this story is being told, and what all is encompassing him in his personal life and his personal choices and family and friends and all this stuff. So we get to hear really three stories in one, and even with the two in the coffee shop, there's interaction, there's things being said. We get to know them, a little bit, and so that really is a part of the movie, a crucial part. And so I liked it. Some people might not. That way of storytelling because things can get confusing, things can get hectic. You have to make sense of everything. You have to keep coming back and explaining things as you kind of skim over them. But I felt as the movie went on, it did explain most everything that kind of came up, and not that we always need that because we're not stupid, but I appreciate a movie kind of explaining itself in some form or manner what happened half an hour ago. Why did you say that thing? Or why did you put this in the beginning of the movie? Are you going to ever come back to it? And they do, and they explain why it was in the movie. So I appreciated the three-way storytelling tactic. Appreciated most of the actors. There's a lot of people in this that are kind of just unnecessary. They're just kind of along for the ride. They're part of the story. They're part of this one interaction that John had with them one time. But I really, really care for the child that is Rupert, that is in this movie. Him and his mom and that magnifying glass that's on them and everything that they're going through is phenomenal. And so that is like the sole reason to watch this movie. You've got to just, I'm not going to tell you anything about it because it's amazing. You've got to just watch this movie for that interaction itself. Doesn't really have anything to do with John, but it's its own little side story, and everything that's happening in it is just like holy cow. And this kid's supposed to be 11, and him and his mom are going through the stuff that they're going through, and they're having the conversations that they're having. Wow. So the heart and soul of this movie is that young little Rupert knew John. As a fan, Rupert wrote John, and John wrote back. What would you do if you wrote, you know, um, Shia LaBeouf or Justin Timberlake or somebody, and they actually replied to your letter? I mean, that'd be amazing, right? I mean, most of the time, if you write a member a to a member of Congress, you just get like an automatic letter. But yeah, it's kind of amazing when you get a celebrity to write you back. But for anyone under 10 to get a reply, kind of changes their life. It's kind of an amazing story once you start thinking about it. So the other stuff that's in this movie that John, the adult, has to go through while being a celebrity, it's okay. We've heard it kind of a lot before. Struggling with your sexuality, dealing with your family that might be a little bit too hick for your celebrity status. Maybe you're ashamed of them, whatever. We've heard that kind of stuff before. So that's not like really amazing or compelling, but they handle it in a nice way. And the people that interact with John through his situations, they do what's necessary of them, and they smile, they take it, they kind of move on. The lady who is John's agent, she has her 5 or 10 minute, time to shine, and she does really well. I think this is one of her better roles that she's had in a while, and I just like how they ended it, how they kind of explained at the end what is assumed to happen. Everybody's on the same page. We get to leave the movie with a nice feeling. So this is the kind of movie that I would like to suggest you watch, especially if it's on Netflix. Jump on it, watch it. Um, People need to make more movies like this because they're intriguing. I'm sorry to say, but they're in English, and you can watch it over and over again, and you can like, oh yeah, that one thing happened. Maybe on the second viewing you'll be like, oh, I forgot about that part, and it's a good kind of mystery, not purely a thriller or anything like that, not on that level, but it's a good mystery, and just the performances I think are outstanding. So just for that reason, I would love to give The Death and Life of John F. Donovan an A. I think this is the kind of movie that needs to be made. People don't try as hard at making these kind of mysteries nowadays. Even when they have the material in front of them for a true story, it's like, here, make something of this. Make it interesting. Don't just make a straightforward true story. And this isn't even a true story, but it feels like it. And so for somebody to think about this and make it this interesting is just beyond, Richard Jewell and, any other true story that you can come up with. Because it's not a true story and it feels like that and it is compelling. So I think this is on another level by itself, and it's something that I really enjoyed. And I think every facet of the movie is pretty well done, and that's more than I can ask for with most movies. So an A for The Death and Life of John F. Donovan. Thank you guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy movies, guys. Thanks.